Inakuja tonga nguvu. I go by the name of Ochino. Don Kenyan is a man, a boy, and also a friend. And of course, when you see us seated, it's because you've requested for this conversation. Today we're having a conversation about youth and leadership in Kenya. We have seen an emergence of young leaders, a crop of young leaders who are coming out. They're challenging for the top seat, others are challenging for the MP seats, others are challenging for the governor's positions. A majority of them want to go for the MCA position, and today we have one such man who is here, all the way from Homabay County. Acha atuambie jina yake, who is he as a person and who is he in terms of the leadership in Kenyan cycle. Karibu.
Thank you.
For many of us tunakuja kama a common friend, but for the people who are watching, they might also want to know who are you in terms of Kenyan leadership.
Felix Obuya, born and raised in Karachuonyo. I know the struggles of my people in Karachuonyo and their strength. I am a youth leader who have championed for the social welfare of our fellow citizens. Mostly now in the wave of Gen Z, we have established many opportunities and ideas that could elevate them in the field of leadership and management, as far as I'm concerned. Yes.
So you're from Karachuonyo?
It's Karachuonyo in Homabay Town, Homabay County.
Yeah, Homabay County.
Yes.
Karachuonyo is one of the constituencies that has been known to produce great leaders.
Great leaders and learned people. Yeah.
Professors.
A lot of professors actually. The Kenyan academician mostly resides from Karachuonyo, or were born and raised in Karachuonyo before they venturing into different parts of the country and abroad. Yes.
From the time that I got to know you back in 2019, you always had that vision that in 2027 you're going to vie for MP Karachuonyo.
Yes.
In fact, you're not even saying that you're going to vie, you're saying you'll be the MP Karachuonyo. Maybe you can just give us an overview. Why is it that you always had that vision of being an MP in Karachuonyo and maybe not any other position in terms of the leadership in Karachuonyo?
You see, mostly for me, I live my realities before they manifest or before they happen. So I assume the state of being the MP before then I contest for the political seat. Because then I believe in being first makes me a better person to know the elements that are required in that position. And as for the specifically MP position is because it is a national seat. Then we are the people who formulate the policies, the laws, and the regulations that governs the country. Then we also keep the government in check and balances. That's oversight, and we also represent the people. I believe then as an MP have the opportunity to make just laws and represent our people well, and also provide enough oversight to the government to ensure that the state of the rule of law and must be followed to the letter, and that the government must be kept in check and balances to ensure that they deliver their promises to the people that they elected them. And that's why I accustom with the MP seat than any other position.
Yeah.
I also know the MPs have the capacity as compared to other positions. You see, senators or governors or MCAs, they lack that capacity. They are county leaders. MP is a national leader. They can traverse any part of the country as a leader that represents people in the National Assembly. You know, people tend to believe that if you become an MP, you become an MP for specific constituency. No, although they call it MP for Karachuonyo, I represent all Kenyans, right? That live in Kenya, because the laws that we formulate and make and amend and pass, they affect all Kenyans at large. And that's why I want the MP seat, because I'm going for the MP seat, because then I'll be able to affect in a positive way the lives of all Kenyans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still on that point that you said you assume the state of being so that you can also familiarize with the things that are wanted, the elements that are needed. With you now that you have a clear goal, that your goal is Karachuonyo MP, maybe what are some of the things that for you, Felix Obuya, you think they'll work for you, they'll be an advantage for you from that time, since maybe 2019, or maybe you have that dream prior? What are some of the things that you think for you naturally come for you and will be an advantage for you towards gaining for this seat?
You see, firstly, I'm a very charismatic person. That means I blend very well with the people. People listen to me, and I'm very influential. Everywhere I go, actually, I take leadership positions, and everywhere I go, people see me as their leader, and they shower me with those praises and names. You see, I assume this naturally without me imposing myself on people. I also, because of this wave of Gen Z, we are seeing a change in political dynamics. We are able to youths and other people are able to open their eyes and see that we have been duped by previous career politicians that age and experience matters a lot in county politics and development. But then time has proven us or them wrong, because we have seen all those career politicians, they have not been able to achieve much that they have always promised in their manifestos and their agendas. Now we have been, the very few youths or young politicians who are in the limelight right now, they are doing much better than the career politicians. We can base this using the PK Salasia or the senator for Homabay. You see, they're doing very good work, or even the Center for Nairobi, or Babu Owino for Embakasi East. If we compare their track records against these career politicians who are 80, 70, or 60 plus years old, who have been there for a very long time, you see that the margin difference is very big. So for me, what I see, what my advantage is the youth, my personality, my character, and my integrity, and the people of Karachuonyo who believes in me, because I know I'm going to win this position. Yes.
Maybe from your experience on the ground, we've had the 2022 general elections, you have the 2027 general elections, which I believe are some, based on your age group, I believe that's what some of the elections that you are well familiarized with. From the elections in 2022 and 2027, and the people who have served as MPs in Karachuonyo, what do you think are some of the things that they lack, or what do you think are some of the things that work for them, that maybe when you get elected in these upcoming elections, you'll also be able to chip in and also maybe improve where they have not been working, or also implement the things that have been working, so that it can be a continuous cycle and a legacy in Karachuonyo?
Yeah, for the previous or the current serving or the previous MPs from Homabay, what they have tried, especially in Karachuonyo, what they have worked for them, let me say, the CDF that is being fought right now, because with the CDF they are able to contribute to the development of the constituency. We are now seeing schools are being built, renovations are being made, county constituency buildings and structures or infrastructure in the constituency level are being put up, but they are not enough right now. According to the Auditor General, Office of Auditor General, the office of the NGCDF for Karachuonyo is underfunding its projects. That means only a fraction of amount of money is being spent on the projects that were budgeted for. That means the majority of this money is being taken by an individual or group of individuals for their own benefit. Plus, there is no accountability. According to research, this is in public domain. There's no transparency. Even the students that they say that have been given bursaries, although have been receiving bursaries, we cannot account for them. But for me, I'm going to put this in order. Every student who receives bursary, every project, this information will be accessible online. It will be digitized. Every person will be able to see the development that's happening in the constituency, and this information will be verifiable, and the people or the youth are going to see the benefits of my leadership. You see, I'm also going to work on the connect youth to bursaries that are connected to TVETs. This means when you're given a bursary, your fees is paid to the school already. For your work is only to go to school and learn. Then we are going to connect them with employment opportunities with other NGOs. We are going to partner and collaborate with the private sector, because then there is a lot of opportunities in Karachuonyo that are underutilized. When it comes to the lake, because now we are suffering from low stock of fish and water hyacinth. We are going to partner with other private sectors to extract this water hyacinth. And this water hyacinth actually it's a problem, but then it also presents an opportunity. While we are going to extract it, we are going to create more opportunities for youth, because then we are going to process it to other types of feeder or food products for animals and other. Yes.
Looking at your leadership career, the time that I got to know you through student campus politics. And in Nyanza, it's almost in history that each and every person or each and every leader that comes through the student leadership hierarchy, they usually rise to the highest political offices in their country. What do you think the campus leadership has shaped in you that will be so crucial for you going towards 2027? Is it because you'll get to relate more to the young voters who are going to be the majority, who will be the Gen Zs, or do you believe it's because of doing the student politics with little money, so you can also be able to manage the county, the Karachuonyo Constituency politics, even if you don't have that much money?
You see, when I started venturing into campus politics, I was very young. Actually, I was a first year, and I was vying against ideas. This was a very challenging situation for me. I had no experience, prior experience. I had no more friends. Then I had no clear goal that I wanted to achieve. I just wanted to be the Secretary General of the KIMSA Council. But then I put effort and strategies. We came together as a team. Then we delve into matters and issues that were affecting the students at that time. And then I was able to say or to address these issues amicably and provide the solutions that will be put in place once I win. With that, it helped me to gain a lot of insights into leadership and politics. I was able to express myself properly. I was able to connect with people. I also was able to deliver, because then I was the best. Even it's not I'm not celebrated. I was the best.
Yeah.
The only Secretary General that is not celebrated, but I was the best, because then I put my house in order. I brought changes in that leadership position. Many students really loved my leadership style, and this can be corroborated from those students. Also, with limited funds and resources, I was able to mobilize voters to vote for me, even though I was afresh in that field. You see, I believe I can transfer this skill or that experience to the national level in my constituency, because then if I did it back then, what prevents me from doing it now? I know what it takes. I've now garnered a lot of strategies, tactics. Then I also have formed teams. Actually, there are teams that are working for me behind the scenes and doing research on the key things that they need to be addressed in the constituency level. People, also the youth, resonates well with me. They are able to listen to my agendas, my manifesto, my plans, and because I've decided to put Karachuonyo first, because people, former MPs and other leaders, they put other issues first, their self-interest. For me, I'm putting the people of Karachuonyo first. That Karachuonyo cannot grow without its people. That's why I'm putting the youth first, women first, development first, to ensure that my first 100 days, I build 20 kilometers of feeder roads. I connect youths to employment opportunities. Our lake and its resources. We will partner with the BMUs, that's the beach managers unit, to ensure that national policies are being enforced at local levels. That means all the fishermen will be provided with new fishing gears, because then they have very destructive gears that are affecting the fish from also reproducing. With that, I believe that we'll have an ecosystem that will run in a more transparent way.
Yeah. Listening to you come out as a contrarian in terms of, if you believe in something, you'll go for it no matter how unpopular it is, maybe with the masses, no matter how unpopular it is with the authorities that be. Based on that, and you want to vie in Karachuonyo Constituency, yes, a constituency where a majority of the political seats there are ODM.
Yes. From
the MCAs, MPs, women rep, governors, most of them senators, most of them belong to the ODM Party. Are you aligned to ODM Party, or what are your plans to get aligned to ODM Party? Are you going to join through the ODM youth wing, or do you believe that you're mature enough politically, you're qualified enough politically to get a seat at the high table and go straight for the nominations this time round?
You see, I align to the policies of ODM and the people of Karachuonyo. However, I want to project myself as the candidate of the people. I'm going to be in the ODM. I'm aligning myself to the ODM policies as it was, or as it is. I want to make sure that I mobilize our youths who are majorly ODM supporters, but I also want to let them know that leaders can have leaders who are not in ODM Party, because then leadership is broad. We cannot only limit leaders to come from ODM Party. However, ODM is very critical infrastructure. Let me call it infrastructure in Nyanza, and especially in Karachuonyo. to win, mostly you have to base your ground must come from ODM. But again, we also have seen a changing trend. People are starting to support leaders based on their ideologies rather than parties or mass. We can see even right now, leaders are springing up. There's a sprung of leadership, or young youths who are coming up and they're gaining a lot of potential. They have potential leadership qualities and they have support. And that's what we want to do right now. Because then, if I base myself as ODM candidate, I might even lose the election now because then I'm vying against people who are well-resourced. They have money and they have experience and they have access to the party and the party leadership. For me, I am young, not well-resourced, but I also know 1-2 things that I can do to secure this nomination. However, in case I lose the nomination, I will vie as an independent or I'll join any other party, even UDA, or any other party that will support my candidature. Because then I believe it is not the party, it is the people. And when these people can align with your policies and your agenda, then you have the opportunity to win. Because then I also see myself as a winner. I cannot go to something that I'm going to lose. That has always been my mantra. So I'm the project of the people of Karachuonyo, young people who have lost hope and need reassurance. You know, our young people in Karachuonyo, most people, Karachuonyo does not have industries and factories, and that's affecting the job opportunities. But then I've seen opportunities that to create, to fill the gap and help these people, and that's what I want to bank on. Yes.
Still on the party politics, because a majority of the people, even the current government, or as it has been in Kenyan history of parliamentarians, a majority of them are usually under political parties. If at all, at the end of the day, but you clearly said that your ideologies, you identify with ODM party's ideologies. If at all, at the end of the day, ODM ends up picking the wrong candidate, if they end up awarding the certificate to the wrong candidate, because at some point we have seen ODM not carrying out nominations, not even fair,
they're handing over tickets.
They're handing over tickets.
Yes.
Considering this issue, are you fully convinced that ODM party is the party that you will want to go to as the first option?
Actually, I've been thinking of UDA and Safina party, based on the political and the party nominations of ODM. I know how it is, actually it is even much worse in the rural areas, especially in our constituency. Then it's also mad with violence and other theatrics. For me, I want to play very clean politics, politics that are going to differentiate between development and goonism, or development and partinism. For me, I was thinking, I've been making engagement with Safina party, representatives from Safina party. I've also been trying to make engagement with the leadership of UDA, because what matters here is the funding and the campaign financing and the resources. The rest is just about conveying your policies, your manifestos, your agendas to the people. And if they relate well to what you are saying or what you are passing across, then you have the fair opportunities, just like ODM candidate, to win this election. Because then things have changed, and we can see that. If right now we have Gen Zs who have rebelled from the institutional type of policies, and now that if it is this and not that, and that is changing, and that's a very big advantage for us youth who want to venture into this politics, minus coming from a very established parties, because then we have another alternative that other parties, or I can even as an independent candidate, if I get a lot of finances. But finances does not matter as long as I reach the people and talk to them and they listen to me. That's the key thing. Yes.
Currently in Homabay, still Homabay has been a county that has been under the spotlight. Some people are saying it is one of the best funded counties in Nyanza, because they've been seeing President Ruto making various trips there, launching projects, having the development conferences in Homabay. Homabay County is one of the best counties, even with natural resources. You have access to the lake.
Yes,
and we are also seeing there is the blue economy trying to also come up in that area. For you, right now we have the by-elections that are happening in your neighboring constituency, Kasipul, and a lot of people are interested to see how it's going to pan out. They're not even interested to see who's going to win. They're interested to see who's going to take the party ticket. That's why I'm still insisting on the party. Kindly comment on the by-elections of Kasipul. Do you have a favorite candidate?
You know, it's a very tricky one. It's a very tricky one actually, because the ODM is held at a crossroad to do the just or to do to be empathetic. And now here is the problem, because they're in catch-22. If they hand over this ticket to an undeserving candidate, then the other person or the person who is more popular, like let's say Philip Aroko, will emerge as a winner, because then he identifies well with the people of that constituency. Again, here they want to give this person, the child of the former MP, a ticket, because then they feel that he should finish what his father started, which should not be the case, because then leadership should be based on merit, not a affair, not an empathy affair. That's the problem, and that's what people are looking up to right now, to see how ODM is going to handle that election. But I believe there's a slim chance of ODM losing it if they don't play it well. You see, ODM is also known to be that aristocratic party. Sometimes they can be very, very violent and dangerous when they want something, but that's not the case at this moment, because then with the advent of the new IBC, we believe they are going to engage in a fair and verifiable election. The election of the MP for Kasipul is going also to predict the future of ODM in Nyanza. If they fail in that election, then people are also going to lose their hope or their trust in that party, and they're also going to venture in other things else. As actually, people have started looking for another alternatives across all the country, because then they believe that with the shift of the Gen Z and the election system, people don't believe in party things; they believe in people. And that's the big opportunity or the challenge that politicians are facing right now. But for us, it's an opportunity, because then there will be a fair and square electioneering campaign and processes.
So you believe if ODM, as you said, if they give the wrong candidate,
yes,
the ticket, do you believe ODM is going to lose this seat, in terms of it will lose it maybe to an independent candidate, because the candidate who has not been given the ticket, and he feels, or the people feel, that he's the one who was supposed to be given the ticket, can vie as independent and win? Or do you see ODM risking to have another person from another party coming to have to win that Kasipul constituency elections? Which one is possible, another party or an independent candidate? Mostly
an independent candidate, because the ODM must have their own person using ODM, must have their own representative from the party, which are only two options. There are only two people. That's Boyd and another candidate. But there's this Philip Aroko, who is not popular in ODM, and who is also having leadership issues with the county government of Homabay, who is also the national chairperson for ODM. That means 100% likely that Aroko will not be given the ticket, however much he tries to do so. But in case they don't give him the ticket as it seems to be, he has the opportunity to win, because then he has received a lot of support, and those people love him. Plus, he's philanthropic. He has done a lot of development, and he has helped people, actually bursaries. I was seeing his track record. People are giving testimonies of how he has helped them study. And that's the type of leadership we want, when you are capable of doing things even without being in that position of leadership, but doing them for the sake of the community, not for the leadership position. And that's also who I am, because I will be able to help our people, minus thinking that I have to be an MP first to help people. And that's the problem that ODM is facing with their candidates who they are fronting. They lack they don't have something they can say with their name that we have done this to the people.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's now leave the politics aside and now go back to you as an individual.
Yes.
We started the interview and you told us by now what your leadership beliefs are, what your party alignments are. You told us also your leadership history in terms of even student campus. As a young man who comes from Nyanza, You've clearly gone to high school, you've gone to campus, you've now done with campus, you have a stable job right now. That in itself is success.
True.
In terms of the Nyanza family hierarchy. But now you want to go to another level. Someone will want to ask and know, who is this Felix Obuya? Which village in Karachuonyo specifically does he come from? Which ward? Which sub-location? Sure. Or even maybe the name of your chief. Because some people might think you're just a son of Homabay and Karachuonyo who's lost in Nairobi.
Yeah, then I'll put that into record today.
Yeah.
Because then I am born and bred in Karachuonyo. And that's what I said. That's what I said when I started.
Yeah.
And I know our struggles and I also know our strengths. I come from Karachuonyo Constituency, and now let me face it to down. I come from Kobuya location, as a Kobuya East sub-location, and Kabonyo village. My chief is called Damanis Oyoya Osano.
Hey.
I went to Kobuya Primary School.
Yes.
You see, my name is part of my village because my village is called Kobuya.
Yeah.
Kobuya location. I also went to Kobuya Primary School. I'm a very villager. I'm a village person, and that's why I was saying before that as an MP I will reside in the village because then I'm a village person.
Yeah.
And but actually, you see, my biggest advantage when it comes to politics is that my polling station, if you lose, you lose that seat, whether it's an MCA, MP, or governor or senate. If you have to win that seat, those seats that I have counted, you have to win my polling station. That's Kobuya polling station. It's the prerequisite to win in that position you are vying for. You cannot lose that and win an election, because then we vote as a block. When we decide that we're going to vote for a particular candidate, we're going to vote for that candidate as a block, and it's going to manifest in other polling station. Because then even the first governor of Homabay came from Kobuya. He was my village person, and that has shaped the politics of Homabay. And actually, Karachuonyo is the second largest constituency in Homabay, and that means we have over 78,000 registered voters.
Yeah,
a very large number of voters. So that's the advantage also that I have as an aspirant, because then I believe in my village. My village vote is key, and me winning it means that I'm going to win other constituencies. I come from Wangchieng ward, and our MCA is called Kolela. That's our MCA, and our MP right now is called Honorable Andrew Adipo Kome. Yes. Our senator, all of us know, is called Moses Kajwang.
Yeah.
And my governor is Gladys Jasuna Wanga.
Yeah. You know, I've asked you that because I realized a lot of village politics, something as little as that, just not knowing even the name of a chief, can even disqualify you.
Disqualify you because
from being elected.
You will be a foreigner in your own home. In your own home.
Yeah.
And you see, my location is big. Then it's been subdivided into two. Actually, we are moving into a phase of subdividing into two to be two locations. Kobuya East and Kobuya West location. It's a very huge. That's why I said if you win in my polling station, that's Kobuya location, then you are going to win in that seat. And I know I'm going to win in my location. Yeah. That transfers to winning in my constituency. Also, my ward is also very big. Yeah. It spans almost to Kindu Bay. And the Wangchieng ward is very big and has a very large number of voters, who majorities are women. Actually, the majority of voters in Karachuonyo are women. Around 56,000 are women against men. As we all know, it is the women who usually vote, and I also relates very well with women. I've also have plans of registering a number of youths beginning 29th of this month, 29th of September, when the IBC will be opening the registrations for voters. After I do that, then I'll be very sure of winning that election. Yeah.
Still on that, we have a lot of young Luo Kenyans who are outside their original voting homes. Most of them are in campus outside their villages. So a lot of them are in Nairobi, others are in Thika, others are in Mombasa, all over the place. Maybe some of them who are watching and they want to see change back in their villages. Are you encouraging them to come back and vote at home?
Of course, if you are a resident from Karachuonyo, born and raised, or you are a Kenyan living in Karachuonyo, My advice to you is that register as a voter. If you want as a voter, or transfer your votes to Karachuonyo. If you want to experience the change that you've been longing for, then that's the exact thing you have to do, because then change is here. It's me. Because I'm going against the career politicians, and I'm not going to say the promises. I'm not going just to tell you the promises, but I'm going to make actions work. Because then I believe and I know what it takes to be a great leader, because I've served in different leadership positions. My mantra is one: I'm going to put you first. The moment you put people first, then the constituency must run, or any position must run, because then people will be motivated to do things. Then there will be openness in the constituency or in the leadership role. People will be able to interact more. You open yourself to the people, and then you welcome them. That relates to development, cohesiveness, and peace and unity in the constituency.
Yeah. So now we've known your political journey, your path through that. Also, we will also know relate also to your family background. Now let's go and finish now with the winning strategy. Based on because I believe in voting, there's usually voting patterns and there's usually voting blocks. In Karachuonyo constituency, for you to win this seat, which are some of the wards that you believe you must at least be, even if you don't have 100%, but at least you must have a majority of the votes in these wards, which are some of these wards in Karachuonyo constituency? And also, apart from that, are you just banking on the youths alone for as your voting block? And then lastly, which are some of other areas in Karachuonyo, or some of the other age group in Karachuonyo that you believe are very key for you to win, and also that has been the pattern in Karachuonyo voting?
You know, Karachuonyo is very, very vast and large, from the Lakeshore of Victoria to the islands of Kabondo and to the border of Kisumu, because Karachuonyo borders Kisumu through River Miriu. I believe the key words that all words are important. Let me start that way, because then they have voters, who are also very important to this process. But I believe the home-based support from my ward is critical in my win, because then they say charity begins at home. Once you receive that support from your own people, then it can transfer to others. When others see that you have 100 and consolidated support from your home, then I also believe in the urban center. That's the Kindu Bay ward. With the support of the traders there, the majority of people there are traders, because then Kindu Bay is the town is one of the major towns for Karachuonyo constituency. I believe when I bank the support from those people residing in those areas, because I also have the plan for building a refrigeration center, a fish depot, a fish processing plant in Kindu Bay, a cold refrigeration center there, to help our fishermen in preserving and promoting job opportunities for the youth and the fishermen and the women. I call them Mama Samaki, because that's the major lifestyle or the trade they practicing. I also believe in the Kabiri ward, that when you go towards the highland, when you are moving towards Oyugis, because then it has untapped benefits, because when those people, because then they are in highland, they don't receive a lot of opportunities, and especially when it floods, you see the lower side, they always get support from Red Cross, in partnership with the constituency and those world food programs. We also will have programs for them, so that they can benefit as other people also benefiting. And my strategy, that's one of my strategies. I also have the support of the youth, because then I believe the youths have woken up and they also want to take part in this election process, and they also want to experience how it takes. And you see, this time we are having strategies that will ensure that no votes will be stolen or lost, will be accounted for, because then we'll have every agent at every polling station who will be recording. We will also have a tallying center where when our agents are submitted the results, we'll tally them alongside the IBC. Also, I'm backing on women, because then I have the policies. My agendas for women is that we're going to empower every woman. We're going to build markets for these women. We're going to build roads for them to access the lake and the market and the customers. When we improve these roads road network. That means also their transportation costs will reduce. They will have a seamless access to the resources and to the market. We will also give them, we're also going to form circles, like table banking thing for women, where they can contribute money for specific projects, and we're going to fund them. And we're also going to build circles for youth. And I said youth, we're going to connect them, we're going to give them bursaries that can take to TVETs so that they can learn skills, hands-on practical skills that they can use to employ themselves, self-employment, and work for any other private organizations. And as you know, that youths are the majority of voters even in the country. Once I gonna consolidate their support, I'll be very confident of winning. But of course, there are also men who are also key pillars in the society, because then without men, we are doomed, because then they are mostly the providers and the protectors. Even for those women who are very important as men, men also, we have other programs for them. We are also, to the older people, we are also going to make sure that their money that's being financed by the national government, that money that they receive, it's 2,000, I've just forgotten the name, they get it in time and make good use of it. And the other key areas that will help me secure this win is the technology and infrastructure, because then with the advent of this technology, we are able to communicate with diverse people at one given time, and network and interact frequently and vastly. You know, I don't have to go to Karachuonyo right now to talk to my people, as they are now watching me here. This is one of the advantage of technology, because now we are relaying this information to them in real time when they will receive it. That's one. We are also going to work on roads. You see, the national government, in conjunction with the county, is also doing a very good job through the Kasipul development kitty. But then, this project is not translating to rural areas, especially in my rural area. There are roads that are in very pathetic state, especially the Karachuonyo Beach Road. It needs to be revamped, because then, with very bad access to that road, it means many people cannot reach the beach. Also, the lake, the beach, we have a problem with water hyacinth that's affecting most of our beaches, like the Karachuonyo Beach. It is nearly inaccessible, because then the hyacinth is too much, making our fishermen to go and walk very far away. That means our mama samakis also have to travel very far to go and get this fish and bring them back home, which also translates to higher prices, because then the process has been demanding, and with the process demanding, costs also rise up. We want to relieve this cost out of people by providing proper infrastructure. That's vertical infrastructure and horizontal infrastructure, so that the people can be able to access services in real time. We're also going to build data centers where people and youths can ascertain information in real time. We're going to provide them with, we're also going to initiate programs, literacy programs. We're going to build ICT hubs so that people can learn, because then we cannot assume that we are in the old age. Things have changed. People need to be literate. Most jobs demand skills, and these skills with the artificial intelligence and machine learning and computer issues, these people need to learn these things to help them in their work of today, because we believe in the assist of the computers, work will be fastened. We are also going to provide clean water. Do you know Karachuonyo has two sources of water? That's the vast lake and River Miriu. But most homes lack clean drinking water. Why? And the distance is not that big. We need to connect these people with tap waters, because we have a lot of water, many tons or liters. It can never finish. Each home needs a clean tapped water, because then we have water in excess. People are going to buy water, or people are going to fetch water in the river, which is contaminated already, and these people doesn't even have a lot of money to treat this water. They just consume it as they have collected it. Now I'm going to ensure that every homestead or a pool of homestead are connected to clean and healthy tap water. Those are the other areas. Agriculture, not forgetting. I'm going to ensure that we provide indigenous drought-resistant seeds for our farmers to ensure that their seeds, their crops can perform well all seasons, during all seasons, whether it is rainy season or adverse climatic seasons like high temperatures or sunny season. Because agriculture is the backbone of the economy. And now because we lack in manufacturing sector and other sectors, we have to bank in agriculture. We have some other vast large of land that have not been tilled for a very long time. We will put those lands in place. And health is key. You know, I was seeing, just sometimes back, I was seeing a hospital in our constituency or in our county, Nyanza hospital. I was saying that I've received a lot of money from SHA and it was not working and it was very bushy. You see, those are the things that we are suffering. We have public hospitals that have no doctors, qualified doctors. They have no resources, drugs. You see, those are the problems. I'm going to equip with every hospital with the technical and qualified doctors. Every hospital will have drugs and medicines that the patients or the citizens will need at a very specific time. Mostly will work 24 hours. Because right now, many citizens, I can tell you, because then I've taken my family members to hospital, they have to resort to private hospitals, which charge a lot of money. They're also going to ensure that every citizen, every resident of Karachuonyo is registered with SHA so that they can get free health care, affordable health care. When it comes to education, which is critical, because then without education, Malcolm X once said that education is the passport to the future. And now that we have known it is the passport of the future, we have to ensure that every child has a right to education. Every children, by the Homabay, is leading in with the transition from primary to secondary. They have the highest low enrollment rate in education, in secondary education, or dropping rate. And now when these people, when they don't go to school, they become a nuisance to the community, because then they lack proper education. With no proper education, you lack no job. You have no access to job or skills. They're going to ensure that people are educated. They're going to provide bursaries to school, and this is going to be transparent, because then we're going to publish these names to our website. They'll be accessible. We are going to ensure that schools are renovated. We're going to build more classrooms. We're going to enroll more teachers. We're going to that's the board of management teachers. We're going to ensure that schools are equipped with teachers and enough classrooms, and students are well funded, because then we receive a lot of funding from the national government CDF fund. This money will be used for projects that we have budgeted for, and no shilling, not even one, will be misappropriated. And that's my promise to Karachuonyo people. I'll ensure that I'm going to put you first, because Karachuonyo first is the agenda of all Karachuonyo residents. Yes.
So, guys, if you're from Karachuonyo and you're watching up to this point, I'm sure even if you're not 100%, maybe you're 90% convinced that Felix Obuya is the person that you should elect as your next Karachuonyo MP come 2027 elections. But back to you, Felix.
Yes.
You said that by now you've already like even just paraphrased or summarized your manifesto. By now people know where you come from, even in Karachuonyo. They know you're a true son of Karachuonyo, they have no doubt. And they also know your party alignments. You have dreams of buying with ODM ticket. Yes. But if at all that is not successful, you'll also find other parties or maybe even go independent, so that you can make sure Karachuonyo has the right person to represent them come 2027. That is you, Felix Obuya. But I've been hosting some guests in this show who have the political experience. Some have been active in politics, grassroots politics, since the late 90s, others in 80s. And they usually say that these young people who want to vie for MP, one of their most disadvantages is they overlook the, let me not say tycoons, but they overlook the people who have a say, people who have interest, people who have invested in the areas where they come from. For example, you in Karachuonyo, there are some companies that you've seen, maybe it's a company, a sugar company, or maybe a fish company in the lakeside. It has been operating since the 90s, or maybe since you were born. But they usually say that being young people who vie, maybe you can assume not to know who the CEO is of this company, which family runs this company, which family has a stake in water supply, which family has a stake in private medicine in Karachuonyo Constituency. And they say that's one of the things that young people usually assume who are vying. For you, are you in touch with one of these people, or what is your plan to also have these people included, apart from the women and the youth who are your strong base. Which plans do you have so that when they elect Felix Obuya as MP, he will not come and disrupt our interests, he will not come and block our businesses that we have invested through years and years? Which plans do you have for them finally as we finish?
You see, that's a very good point. And I will put it this way. While we have to collaborate with them because they are private sectors, they provide employment opportunities to our young ones and our residents, we must also understand their effect and their influence in the political scene. You see, most of these people, they're mostly, in another sense, they also have the problem with the leadership, because then they hold these leaders on a chokehold. They support you, then they will have you to implement their policies or lobby their policies, which is not mostly a good thing. If you look at the policies of private sectors, mostly it's about exploiting the vulnerable, who are their customers. And that's not the road that I want to go to. Well, I have to look for them, I have to solicit their support, because then we have to work with them, we have to coexist as humans or as people. But we must not dwell on them, depend on them, that without them we cannot function. Leadership must function independent of their existing there. We must be able to transform the constituency or the county at large with them or without them, because leadership is about serving, and we are serving the people. As long as my policies, as long as my agenda, as long as the policies that I'm putting are favoring the people of Karachuonyo, then that's the thing that should be done. We also must provide a very good conducive environment for private sectors to operate in, and that I assure them that we will provide a very good environment for private sectors. But the will of the people must prevail at all times. We will work with everyone. As I finish, we're going to work with everyone to ensure that Karachuonyo is great. If they are able to commit to provide employment opportunities, support the vulnerable group, support the women and the youth, give back to the community through the CSR, then they are much welcome. I welcome them to my team, I welcome them to my campaign, and we can work together to achieve the aspirations of the Karachuonyo. Because then I believe I'm going to make Karachuonyo to the model, to the town model of the Homabay County and Kenya as large. Yes.
Lastly, they say politics is local, but yes, Nairobi is the kitchen.
Nairobi is the kitchen.
So for you as Felix Obuya, how have you started making plans in maybe identifying Karachuonyo constituents who are residing in Nairobi? And how true is that politics is local, but Nairobi is the kitchen? What does that usually mean?
You say we can go back to the, if we can use this as a basis, back to the election of the Bunge la Wananchi. The politics is local, but Nairobi is the kitchen. Yeah. One of the major contestants, that is Joaquim Simiyu, was very well known, very well versed in appearing in the media stations, big media stations, in online TV stations, and he was positioned to win, as was the perception at that time. Yeah. But then when the voting came, the results was saying something else. And now that's the local nature of politics. Because then the winner right now, remember me, Oyugi, is said to have been there, is helping or working as part of that team, of that Jivanji team for a very long time. And now that's the local nature of it. He's been there for those people for a very long time. And the people who are voting him are his own people, right? Even as much he did not receive this media outburst, he still won. Though Simiyu tried, Oyugi still won. And that's the good nature of this. Doesn't matter how well you are known, but how well you connect with your people and how well your people knows you, not how well other people knows you. You see, people, you have to be very familiar with your people, and that's the most important thing. I've actually made contact with people from Karachuonyo in Nairobi, and we are working together actually to register a very large number of people, up to 30,000 from Nairobi to Karachuonyo, and that's one of our key strategies that we're going to use for this election. Yes.
So, Felix,
thank you.
Since the beginning up to now, personally, if I was a voter in Karachuonyo, I'll definitely put my vote on you because of the things that you said in this interview, and I believe ukichaguliwa usiku kama wenye wakiingia huko kukupata ni shida, kukuona ni shida, hata kukusalimia ni shida, but we wish you all the best from Story na Ochino, and also from the viewers who have watched. I'm sure they are convinced that Felix Obuya is the person who should give this ticket of Karachuonyo Constituency. Your last clarion call to anyone who's watching at home when you're at a vote in Karachuonyo Constituency come 2027.
Thank you. As I remind you again, I'm Felix Obuya, born and bred in Karachuonyo. My agenda is Karachuonyo first, that's putting people first, development first, women first, youth first, agriculture first, education first, health care first, everything first. I want to ensure that the life of the Karachuonyo resident is smooth, seamless, and free. What I want to tell you is I want to urge you to go and register for votes. As from 29th of September 2025, all of us must register as a voter in Karachuonyo, especially in the Kubuya polling station. You can actually choose others, but Kubuya is the key one. I want to thank you for watching this show from the beginning till now, and I believe you're going to interact more. I are going to vote for me because I have already won. If you vote outside my ballot, you have lost, and I don't want you losing this because I'm also going to help you in with my leadership. You will experience the benefit of my leadership even though you did not vote for me. Thank you very much, and I welcome all of you to Karachuonyo. Come and experience the breathtaking nature of the Lakeshore of Victoria to the islands of Kabondo. Thank you very much, everyone.
Sasa Felix, shukran sana for coming.
Thank you.
Sisi, as you usually say, we are a small show, but niliambiwa nacho kusema you are a small show. Nimeambiwa we are growing fast.
Very fast. Yeah, we've seen, we've watched it.
Yeah.
It's growing very fast.
Yeah.
And this is going to be more faster now.
Sawa, no pressure. Nimeshukuru sana. And I'm looking forward to see you rising, not only as a Karachuonyo leader, not only as a Homabay leader, but one of the young, vibrant leaders in Luo Nyanza. Because right now, as kwenye tuko in Nyanza politics, we're going to see a transformation of generational leadership. And we hope you'll be part and parcel of that leadership, even in the national politics. Utakuwa hapo so that you can be able to serve the country and people of Karachuonyo with the great mind that you have. Tumeshukuru sana.
Yes, from your mouth to the God's ear. It has been translated.
Vile inafaa.
Yes.
And if you're watching from home and you haven't subscribed, tafadhali subscribe to our channel so that you can have these conversations. We usually bring you political analysis, political interviews, and also leadership and governance interviews. I've been a host Ochino, the only Kenyan who's a man, a boy, and also a friend. We are out.